Hello everyone, welcome back to Thailand Morning Beach, me Wutt Suntorn. Yes, so today I'm in Krabi and it's a really hot day. Now we are in the middle of rainy season, so these days we make the most of them. Usually it's torrential rain with thunder and lightning, and some of the electric storms, they could be quite interesting to watch. Anyway, so we've had a bit of a let up for a couple of days in the weather, and yesterday I took advantage and went to the Emerald Pool and I went to the Saline Spring, I should say, and it was a really nice day. So I woke up early this morning and checking through my emails like I do, and I noticed one from a gentleman called Greg and his wife Juliet. So I will read that to you a little bit later on. But anyway, I reached back out to Greg to thank him for his lovely email and found out that they were actually from Paris, France. So it's always nice to know where my subscribers come from. So if you've subscribed to my channel, you are going to subscribe, please drop me an email to let me know where you're from. It's interesting to find out where my subscribers come from. So so I will read that to you now. So this is the email I received from Greg and Juliet, and it reads as follows. Hello Wutt, just to reach out to you and say that I find your YouTube content very interesting. My wife and I look forward to your updates. Will you be going back to weekly videos, as we would love to see more of your journey? I'm trying to do weekly content, but at the moment, recently I was looking to do a business, a homestay business in Krabi. On paper it was a fantastic idea, but it turned out that the people that were getting the land from decided that they didn't want strangers on their land. Well, I understand that. I'm going to try and do content every day, or at least once a week. So if you've got anything that you want, any topics like Juliet and Greg that you want me to cover, please let me know and I'll see if I can help you out. So yes, the missus and I had just returned from Thailand, a holiday of a lifetime. Now we're wanting to return next year. During our visit to Thailand, we came across one of the many beautiful temples and we witnessed something really special. We had seen many young boys becoming monks, and one of the boys appeared to be much older. Sadly, we both did not understand what was going on. Although the ceremony was very interesting and captivating, could you please give us a better understanding of what we have seen? We have seen in your bio that you are Buddhist, so we thought we would kill two birds with one stone of sorts. One, to reach out to you that we love your channel. Two, could you please help us with the monk ceremony? However, we understand if you do not respond, as I'm sure you're very busy. Many thanks and kind regards, Greg and Juliet. Greg's correct. I am a Buddhist. I've been practicing Buddhism since I was 14. Typical. I've been practicing Buddhism since I was 14. Am I any good at it? Well, I'd like to think I am, although I do struggle with mindfulness, and that's not really a good thing, but that's something I know that I have a problem with, but I'm really working on that. I did write a book a few years ago on Buddhism, and it's called Thailand Morning Beach Buddhism, and I did cover being a monk or becoming a monk and a day in the life of a monk in that book. This book is available on Amazon. However, if you subscribe, or the next 75 people that subscribe to get me over 500 subscribers, and you can send me an email with a screenshot to show that you subscribed, I will send you a free copy of a PDF of my book. So thank you everyone, please subscribe. So I've been quite fortunate in my life to be in Thailand or China when monks or children monks become novices and adult monks have become monks. So I went into great detail in that book, but I'm going to use that book and use my knowledge and to explain to you or explain to Juliet and Greg and yourselves the process of someone becoming a monk. Now, I did reach out to Brother Hong, who sent me over some videos and pictures from a ceremony that took place in Kokret during the summer. Let's catch up after the intro. See you after. Bye. Hello everyone, welcome back from the intro. And again, I think before we start, I think it's best that we thank Brother Hong for allowing us to use his video and pictures to help explain the process of becoming a monk. So let's get into that. Once again, a very special thank you to my very good friend, brother Hong Se Man Mong, for the photographs and videos and for him allowing us to use them for this video. So yeah, here's brother Hong, in case you can't remember him, but we've done a few videos together now, as I'm sure you can recall. So before we start, I think it's best that we look at some of the fundamentals of Buddhism. I mean, this isn't a way of preaching to you, it's just more for background information of why the Thai community or Asian community like to become monks and nuns. So this would be a bit of insight. So I'm not here to preach to you or tell you should be a Buddhist, anything like that. This is just purely for educational purposes. So let's have a look at the fundamentals of Buddhism, and that will help us to come to the understanding, as I say, of why people decide to become monks or nuns. So let's take a look at that. So what better way to teach you the fundamentals of Buddhism than come to somewhere really peaceful and relaxing? So I brought you today to the Krabi mangrove forest. Yeah, so it's in Krabi city or Krabi town, and it's just opposite the Pudang, which is Black Crab. The entrance is on 411 as you're heading towards town. If you're still unsure, it's opposite Max's Cafe and Restaurant. Now I use this restaurant and cafe regularly because their food, their drink, the service is exceptional, and also I'm a sucker for cake, and they make a beautiful cake, so I usually pop in there for a coffee and cappuccino. So yeah, so I turn you around. It's actually quite a nice little place. It's good for thinking. Anyway, I turn you around, you can take a good look. So yeah, so this is Krabi Mango Forest. Yeah, it's actually quite spectacular, isn't it? And the good thing is, it's actually free to get in. So as you can hear, there's lots of wildlife, and on the trees, they explain to you what the trees are, and there's different varieties of mangroves in here. You can often see all kinds of stuff in here, crabs, fish. Yeah, I think they were monitor lizards, weren't sure what I saw. Oh, and the odd monkey or two. So yeah, so what better place to teach you fundamentals of Buddhism? Right. Yeah, so we need to be looking at the three jewels of Buddhism. And the first jewel is the Buddha, the second jewel is the Dharma, and the third jewel is the Sangha. So yeah, so those are the three parts that we need to be looking at first. So what are the three jewels? Well, let me tell you. Yes, so I'm walking up the observation tower. There, that gives a nice view. And then I will tell you all about the three jewels. Bear with me, I'm almost there. Yeah, it's quite a walk this. I'm not too good with heights. So yeah, have a quick peek down there. But you get a tremendous view from up here. So that's what it's all about. So again, we're in the middle of the Krabi mango forest. So there's Krabi town city over there. And that building over there, I don't know if you can see it, let me use the wide angle lens, see if I can zoom in. I don't know if it's going to let me zoom in, but that building over there, the pinky coloured one, that's Krabi Hospital. So yeah, so keep going up, and right in the furthest distance over there on top of the mountain is a shrine to Buddha, and this is at the top of the Tiger Cave. So yeah, look at that. So we're now at the top of the observation post. So I will tell you now all about the three jewels once I've caught my breath. Yeah, it's quite a viewpoint, isn't it? At Krabi City. Very nice. You can get a boat down there, which will take you up the river and out to the sea, and there's an island over there which does amazing food, and there's a long boat there. I don't know if you can see it, it's going up the river the other way. I think I can zoom in. Can I zoom in? There you go. I don't know if you can see it any better. Sorry if it's all shaky because of anyway, so that's what we got. So it's a pleasant view, isn't it? So yeah, so another look at the mountain right in the very distance. On the top you can't see it, but there's a Buddhist shrine, and I think it's about 2,500 steps to get up there. No cable car or lift. I did it once. Yeah, I don't think I'll do it again, but it's worth it if you come to Krabi to have a look. And incidentally, that condo block there, I don't know if you can see it, there's a condo for sale on the top floor. Anyway, so let's get back to why we're here. Let's look at the three jewels again, just to recap. So the first one obviously is the Lord Buddha. The second one is the Dharma, which is the teachings of the Lord Buddha and the scriptures that the Lord Buddha left us. And thirdly, the Sangha. So the Sangha was really a place for everybody. It was a place for men, women, children, and it didn't matter if you were neighbour or if you were poor, you were treated equally. And most importantly, the Buddha invited women to this. Now this was revolutionary because women at the time were pretty much excluded from most things, especially learning. Also, the Lord Buddha gave them the opportunity to become nuns, and that still continues today. So this would be the fundamentals, or part of the fundamentals, because I will teach you later on where the three jewels come into play. So I hope that helps for the first part. Yes, I walked down the observation tower and it's full of mosquitoes here, so wear your protection if you're coming here. Yeah, mango, what do you expect? Okay, so I've walked down from the tower and I've now come here, and I thought I'd then explain to you what the fundamentals of Buddhism is. So it breaks down into four categories, which Buddha called the Four Noble Truths. So the first noble truth is of suffering. The suffering is a human condition from birth to old age. Whether it be aches, pains, sickness, death, and unavoidable, the physical side of suffering. It's unavoidable, we all go through it, so Buddha decided he would try and find a way for us not to suffer. So he then came up with the second noble truth. So the second noble truth is the cause of suffering. Excuse me, mosquito. So second cause of suffering is our ignorance, desire, craving, the influence of things that lead to suffering. So again, we've all been guilty of that. So the third noble truth is to end all suffering. And Buddha discovered there is a way for all humans to end suffering, and it's within all human beings. To end suffering is to eliminate ignorance and desires and animosity. Got it that time? Took me 3 takes to say animosity. Yeah, so I'm getting bitten here. Plenty of mosquitoes, so I should have wore some protection of sorts. I recommend if you do come here, as I said before, wear some repellent. As I say, I should have thought about this. Yeah, water, mangrove, mosquitoes, right. Anyway, as the Thais would say, sabai, sabai. So so this is beautiful. So it's lots of wildlife here, birds, fish, beautiful mountains, beautiful rock formations, and also so you can get a boat here to any destination along the river. So what do you got? There's a boat boy, and there is a long boat. So the fourth noble truth is the eightfold path. Buddha defines the noble path as the middle way. By following the prescribed steps leads to ridding oneself of both physical and mental suffering. So what is the eightfold path? So let's look at the eightfold path. The eightfold path consists of the following elements that Buddha referred to as the middle way. And by following the prescribed system, you would obtain spiritual enlightenment and end your suffering. The first step was the right view. The second, the right thought. The third was the right speech. The fourth was the right action. The fifth, the right livelihood. The sixth, the right effort. The seventh, the right concentration. And the eighth step was the right mindfulness. Now, as I said before, I struggle with this, but I'm working on that. Now that we looked at the fundamentals of Buddhism, and we can see how this affects every Buddhist in their everyday life, let's see how this translates into monks and novice monks. Now, I can't think of a better place to talk about monks than at a temple. So yes, I'm just going to turn you around so you can see where we are. It's a beautiful temple in Krabi town. So let me turn you around. Yeah, it's a lovely temple. So yeah, as I say, today is extremely hot. The only bit of respite I got from this was the mangroves a short while ago. But God, did I get bitten. Yeah, so yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, yeah, so we're at this temple. I'll give you the name of it in a short... Yeah, I'll give you the name of the temple in a moment. But yeah, it's really, really nice here. Peaceful. As we climb up the stairs into the temple. Just take my shoes off. Just tread on the threshold. Look at that cat. Hello, cat. Yeah, beautiful paintings. Look at that, beautiful. So this is where the monks sit, obviously. And there is Buddha. Okay, so yeah, I started this off in the temple, or the church, whatever you want to call it, but then a group of tourists came in with a Thai tour guide, and anyway, they were extremely loud, and she was trying to explain Buddhism to them, and yeah, I just felt very uncomfortable, so I kind of left. So I found this little place in the temple. It's a little seating area, and it's full of chickens, so I do apologise if you hear any clucking or any cockerels maybe. Right on cue. So anyway, also the ground's uneven here and the table is extremely rocky, as you can hear, but I'm not going to set up somewhere else because it took me ages to set up here and find a comfortable location. So yeah, so let's talk about becoming a monk. Okay, so yeah, I apologise, as I said, about the chickens. Yeah, so let's crack on. So Buddhists in Thailand believe it's a high honour for their sons to become a monk. It's a great gift for their son to repay their parents for giving their life and raise them until they're grown up. It will send their parents to a better place in the afterlife. It's also believed that good karma will pass their parents or shared with the wife once they become a monk. On becoming a monk, you can choose if you want to do this for life, just a few weeks, a few months, however there's really no pressure. A monk can change their mind at any stage. On deciding to become a monk, this can be done at any age, young or old, but a novice, the procedures are slightly different, so we'll go into that a little later on. Parents will contact a temple to give them the intention their son wants to become a monk. The son will then go to temple to study the process of becoming a monk. He will also memorise psalms, rules and regulations. Once you're accepted for the process, a date and time is set. The parents must prepare to get the necessaries ready for the new monk. Depending on the temple, parents need to buy the robes, whose colours will be determined by the temple. Additionally, alms bowls and other necessary items will be required. However, if the family are quite poor, but they still want their son to become a monk, many are willing to help financially. This items of expenses. This is another way of making merit by giving alms to participating and help. The night before a monk is ordained, him and his family and friends will go to temple. This is an important part of the ceremony where the future monk will have his head and eyebrows, including his face, shaved. The ceremony starts with his father and mother cutting 3 pieces of the hair, and this will be collected into a lotus leaf. The hair is said to be sacred and is not allowed to touch the ground. Once the father and mother have done it, it will then be passed to other members of the family and friends to join in. However, this can only be carried out by people of the same age or older. than the future monk, but not younger. Turmeric and water are mixed into a paste and then will be added to cover the future monk's body. Once this is done, the future monk asks his parents for forgiveness and apologises for any bad deeds he has done to them. After this, he will wash and bless their feet. This is to show deep love and affection to them and for giving him life. Followed by friends and family will wash the future monk. Then he will put on white clothes, and in some cases he will be taken around the local areas to show his intentions of becoming a monk. The cut hair will be taken to the river and prayed over and gently poured into the water. The following day, the guests and the family arrive at the temple for the ordination. Once assembled at the temple, it is customary to walk around it 3 times. The congregation follow a band playing traditional Thai instruments. Normally many drums will be included, as this is a happy event, so family and friends might dance a little behind the musicians. Some of the guests will be carrying items that the monk will require once ordained, and some merit making gifts. The monks and the young boy or men becoming monks will be wearing his white robes and carrying lotus flowers. On the third and final circuit, he will be greeted by a senior monk. He will then make an offering of these 3 lotus buds and 1 candle and 3 incense. In front of the temple, bow 3 times in prostrate, again 1 for the Buddha, 1 for the Dharma, 1 for the Sangha. These are the 3 jewels we were talking about. He will then recite a prayer with the monks. After, it's customary to throw money into the crowd. This is normally small coins. This is symbolic of renouncing his worldly belongings as the Lord Buddha did before finding enlightenment. The guests will gather as many coins as they can. This is considered good luck, prosperity and health. After renouncing his worldly possessions, he will then enter the temple and make his way to the Buddha's shrine. Once again, he will now bow 3 times in prostrate, again 1 for the Buddha, 1 for the Dharma and 1 for the Sangha. Ordinarily, the ceremony would take about 80 to 90 minutes to complete. His robes will be passed to the abbot. He will then chant and pray over them before giving them back to the ordained, place them over his forearm. He will then follow 2 or 3 monks to an area more private to remove his white robes, including underpants, as monks do not wear undergarments. Then he puts his new saffron-coloured robes on. Once dressed in his new robes, he will return to the abbot. He will recite 3 jewels. I take refuge in the Buddha, I take refuge in the Dharma, and I take refuge in the Sangha. He will then recite 10 precepts. Number 1. Do not kill any living creature, including fellow man. 2. Do not steal or take anything that is not given. 3. Refrain from sexual activity. 4. Refrain from incorrect speech. 5. Refrain from drugs and intoxicating drinks. 6. Refrain from eating at the forbidden time. 7. Refrain from singing and dancing. 8. Refrain from using perfumes, wearing garments. 9. Refrain from sleeping on high beds. 10. Refrain from accepting money, including silver and gold. However, a few more questions will be asked through chanting in Pali to do with health, disease, name, age, free of debt, etc. After this, the monk is only a novice. To complete his journey, he must become a full monk. He must be given a begging bowl by his family. A member and a novice must offer it to the abbot and ask him if he can become a monk. The abbot will give the bowl back and hang it over the novice monk's shoulder. Once this has been done, the novice monk then becomes a full monk. So this was a condensed version, but it may vary in different temples, different areas, different countries. But yeah, so that's the nutshell of it all. A few years ago, I was invited to Mi Hong Song to watch the annual festival of the Poi Sang Long Festival. This is where they take hundreds of young boys, and they turn them into novice monks. But the difference with this is these are treated like little princes from the day they start the festival to the end of the festival before they come ordained. They're treated like princes. They wear elaborate costumes, elaborate headdresses, and their bodies or feet aren't allowed to touch the ground, so they're carried everywhere until they become ordained. So yeah, it was an interesting festival, and if you want to see or learn more about that, please let me know in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to do a video on that. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching this journey, and I'll see you on the next big adventure. Bye!